Gen Z has done something genuinely impressive. You've built the most advanced emotional defense system any generation has ever created. Attachment theory, boundary language, a group chat tribunal that can diagnose a red flag from a three-word text. And here's the thing, it works. You almost never get blindsided. You rarely stay somewhere toxic. You're also the loneliest generation in recorded history. So maybe we should talk about that. By the end of this video, we're going to say the one sentence about your dating life that maybe you already know is true, but have never admitted out loud. If you're Gen Z, you arrived at the dating scene preloaded with more psychological knowledge than most therapists had in the 1990s. You didn't learn about attachment styles from getting your heart broken. You learned them from a 30-second TikTok while eating cereal at 1 a.m. And that's kind of the issue. You have the vocabulary of emotional intelligence without necessarily having the reps. You can name avoidant attachment. You can spot love bombing. But naming the thing is not the same as being able to sit inside the thing. Here's what that looks like in practice. Someone you're seeing gets a little distant for 2 days. Pre-therapy language you'd feel anxious, maybe text too much, eventually have an awkward conversation. Messy but human. Post-therapy language you've already diagnosed them. They're avoidant. You identified the pattern. You protected your peace. You moved on, clean, efficient. And from the outside, that looks like growth. But sometimes, not always, but sometimes, that's not wisdom. That's a fire exit disguised as a boundary. Here's something nobody talks about enough. You process people the same way you process content. And guess what? It's not your fault. Your pattern recognition has been trained by an algorithm that shows you something better every 7 seconds. So when a real human being is just fine on a Tuesday, not electric, not toxic, just a totally normal person eating a sandwich, your brain whispers, "This can't be it." Millennials didn't have more courage, but they were lucky that they had fewer exits. When your options are the 200 people in your college, you tolerate a lot more Wednesday night boredom. However, when your options are functionally infinite, every small imperfection feels like a reason to keep scrolling. Infinite choice hasn't made you picky. It's made you unable to choose. Now let's talk about the thing that'll make some of you want to close this video. You're performing independence, not feeling it, performing it. There's an unspoken rule in Gen Z dating culture. Wanting someone too much is cringe. Missing someone is clingy. The person who cares less wins. So what actually happens? Two people who like each other both pretend they don't, and then both go home alone and wonder why dating is so hard. It's a prisoner's dilemma where everyone defects and then makes a TikTok about it. There's this enormous pressure to be whole on your own. And there is wisdom in that. You shouldn't need someone to complete you, but it's curdled into something else. It's become a quiet shame around wanting, as if desiring closeness is a character flaw, as if saying "I miss you" without 3 layers of irony is some kind of emotional nudity. So here's the turn. Here's the part that's actually uncomfortable. Most Gen Z daters think they're afraid of toxic relationships, or bad partners, or getting played. They're not. Because a bad relationship is easy to leave. The red flags give you permission. Your friends validate you. The TikTok algorithm sends you warrior healing content for 6 weeks. It's a clean narrative. You were wronged, you survived, you grew. But a good relationship? That's terrifying. A good relationship means someone sees the real you. Not the curated you, not the bio you, not the version that's been optimized for being low maintenance and unbothered. The actual you. The one that's scared and sometimes irrational and doesn't always have a clever thing to say. And you can't screenshot a real relationship and send it to the group chat for analysis. You can't crowdsource whether your feelings are valid. You just have to be in it, unoptimized, without an exit strategy. That's what Gen Z's entire defense system is actually defending against. Not heartbreak, surrender. The kind where you hand someone a real piece of yourself, and there's no algorithm, no attachment style label, no poll in your notes app that can protect you if it goes wrong. So if this video is a mirror, and I hope you look deeply, here's what it reflects back. Self-awareness, without risk, is nothing more than spectatorship of your own life. You can name every pattern, diagnose every dynamic, predict every outcome, and still be watching from the stands while your own story plays out without you in it. The way out isn't less self-awareness. It's not deleting the apps or ignoring red flags or going back to millennial chaos. It's just this. At some point, you have to put the toolkit down, walk into a room, and let someone see you before you've decided it's safe. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe for more stories about influence, seduction, and power.